And welcome back to more of Strange Loves 2, Hex Boyfriends. We're continuing on with Neo Hoku-chan, while listening to the Shadows of the Dam soundtrack to get us in that hex-casting mood. Well, I mean, dark, evil, magic, supernatural stuff mood, which is obviously that this game is just full of. We've already seen someone who's all into the dark arts and pig's blood. Don't really know what to think about Mike just yet. Not really sure if he's going to end up being the enemy or potential boyfriend. I guess we'll just have to continue on to find out. We were talking with Devin. Devin watches him leave. He has a point, you know. You roll your eyes. Don't you start too. Devin shrugs. I'm not. Don't mind him anyway. He'll get over it. He reaches down into his knapsack, which he's held steady between his feet, and rummages around. Here, I've got something to show you, he says, and places a book into your hands. You almost stagger underneath its unexpected weight. It's a slim volume, no wider than the width of your finger, but it feels like it weighs 20 pounds. It's bound in cracked black leather. Each crack has a reddish-brown scar. Is this the Necronomicon? We're running into it this early? Upon its surface, and the diagram on the cover, you've never seen anything like it. Complicated lines crisscross its surface, and the power you can feel. It's almost as if this book is breathing in the air around it, turning the oxygen into crackling electric energy. Your forearms are suddenly sore from holding the book, and your head hurts from the amount of power you can feel emanating from between its covers. You hand it back to Devin. Where did you find this? At an estate sale. Hard to believe, right? Devin exclaims. I bought it for $20. Wanna go try it out? You fold your arms. Sure. What'd you have in mind? Devin takes your hand. You'll see. Oh, okay. Just have a page for that. Returning to 209. You walk for almost 10 minutes, back onto campus, crossing the well-manicured lines. Where are we going? Your dorm room? You ask Devin. Nah, I try to avoid messing with any magic in my room. All the candles involved, you know? It's hard to get wax off the carpet. After another minute of walking, you realize Devin is heading to the Georgia O'Keeffe Arts Building, Mountain State's most modern-looking construction. Isn't that where we went to meet Mike? I guess we're going back. The outside of the structure is designed like a giant mosaic. Pieces of tile, colored glass, bits of broken mirror, pottery, and other painted objects are embedded into the surface of the walls. The result is a huge swirling pattern across the facade of each wall, a whirlpool design that covers the entire building. You follow Devin through the double doors and down the main corridor. Student artwork is displayed on the walls and in glass cases, as well as sculpture that rests on short, boxy pedestals. A huge piece made of melted coat hangers. Yeah, we already saw those. We already know that that's there. As you walk, Devin stuffs his hand into his front pocket and draws out a small key ring. Your curiosity gets the better of you again. Really, where are we going? Devin grins. I have a key to the sculpture room, so I can work on my senior project after hours, he tells you. But it's not exactly after school hours, is it? You ask him. No, you're right. Let's just say that bribery goes a long way when professors are overworked and underpaid. $50 and a carton's a cigarette later, and I have the room to myself for 2 hours today. The other students think it's being fumigated. Devin grins. Oh, okay. So we don't actually have a choice here. Hold on a second. Is that music repeating? Yeah. Hold on a second. Gotta fix this soundtrack. It's just playing that one track over and over again. Let's see, where were we? Okay. Alright, here we go. That's what the next track is supposed to be. Alright, so we're photography major. We don't have any choice. Oh, wait. It's the same choice as before. Are we just going back into the dark room? Yeah. Oh no, it is a different room than the dark room. For some reason, why would we need to be a photography major to go in here? You're familiar with this room, though you spend most of your time in the dark room. You seem to remember having to take a class in here when the other rooms were occupied. It was strange to sit at desks that were supposed to be used for creating art, and just using their surfaces for taking notes. Devin takes your hand and moves you to a corner of the room where a fine white dust covers the floor. He looks irritated. No one swept up before they left today. He moves behind a table and drags a tarp off where several pieces of sculpture reside. He places his hand on a gray and white veined piece of stone, almost as tall as he is. The final details aren't quite there yet, and a large chunk of the stone is still unshaped, but you can see that it's starting to resemble a rearing horse. Yep, there it is. This is my senior project, Devin says. My first attempt at carving in marble? You're impressed. Carving in marble is a medium that most people don't try until they're very experienced, you say. I can't help but think that you're more talented than you're letting on. Well, it was a bit of a battle, but I was able to convince the professors to let me try, Devin says. You trace your finger over the smooth stone of what will become the horse's flying mane. It must have been incredibly expensive. Obviously they trust you not to mess it up, or the professors wouldn't have purchased it for you. You're just being modest. You remove your hand from the stone. What will it be when it's done? Devin rubs a bit of fine dust from the table. Well, I really like Greek myths. I decided to try to create a sculpture of Poseidon emerging from the sea on his chariot, pulled by 4 horses. He stops talking and rubs at his jaw. Then, I realized it would be insane. It would be just to attempt that, he shrugs. So I went with just 1 horse. No chariot, no Poseidon. Suddenly, he seems embarrassed. But really, I didn't bring you here to show off. I'm sorry if that's what it looks like. I just knew it would be empty in here. He hurries to the center of the room, to the table where he dropped his backpack. He pulls out the spell tome. You notice that he's blushing. Wanna get started? You can't help but think how cute Devin is when he's flustered, and his talent is unbelievable for someone his age. Usually takes someone years of practice before they even attempt to sculpt marble. You can feel your more artistic side, being drawn to explore more of the mind of this young man. You find yourself grinning. Maybe you admit to yourself you want to explore more than just his mind. What, already? I mean, come on. In Vampire Boyfriends, we had to... I mean, it was a little while before we got this option with Lucas. I have to say, we're getting this much faster now. Do we jump his bones or do we wait? I mean, granted, I guess we already... Our character already knows the people that we've met so far, like Devin. Whereas with Lucas, we only just met him in Vampire Boyfriends. So, I mean, they've met before. Well, this is an intense competition here between yes and no. Very close, but yes, just might take it. Yeah, the music is very interested also in knowing which decision you make. Oh, choice no. A surge in popularity. Alright. I was about to press enter to end the vote before, when number 1 was in the lead, but number 2 just skyrocketed. Skyrocketed, chat. I'll give you a chance if you want to get number 1 back up, but I'm about to press enter to end this vote. Oh, it's almost there. It's tied. The mind of Hulku-chan is split among whether or not we should take advantage of this situation. Alright, it's gone on for a little while. I'm going to close my eyes and count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Number 2, 1. We're going to wait. We're not going to rush things here. You take a deep breath and think of cold showers, the life cycle of a maggot, Margaret Thatcher, anything other than sexy time to get your raging hormones under control. Devin can have your admiration, but that's all he's going to get from you. For now. Once you feel like you won't rip his shirt off, you go and sit beside him on the floor. He's already studying the tome, flipping through each delicate page. You scoot close to him so that your thighs touch, and have to start thinking of roadkill and other gross things again. The sound of his voice brings you back to yourself. How about this one? This calligraphy is really hard to read, but I think it might be okay. You lean in to study the page. The sprawling words are written in reddish-black ink, probably by the thick strokes of a quill. You squint and read the spell name. Summon Friendly Guardian, you say out loud. Yes, I bet that's exactly what's written on the label. You drag your backpack over. I even have the components that we need. You take about 10 minutes to go over the spell with Devin. Once he feels confident that he can recite it, you scatter the different spell ingredients over the book and in a circle around you and Devin. Then, looking into his green eyes and taking a deep breath, you nod. He nods back. Examining the tome, both of you begin to chant. Devin recites each word perfectly, the calligraphy no longer a hindrance to his recitation. Within a few lines, you begin to feel a warmth surround you. It winds its way between and around you and Devin. You feel safe, as if you were seeking shelter from a danger that you didn't know existed. The smell of grass and honey fills the air, along with something else. A swirling mist starts to coalesce in front of you, yellow and orange strands of haze that twirl together, starting to take on a shape. As you recite the incantation and listen to Devin's voice in tone with yours, you can't help but feel even more attracted to him than before. The feelings of happiness and security washing over you make you forgetful. Instead of thinking of disgusting, gross things and staying focused, you break the chant, leaning over and grabbing Devin around his neck, pulling him to you for a kiss. You both fall backwards, making out on the floor of the art room. Well, Chad, I guess your decision was for naught. I guess so. I guess we just couldn't resist the animalistic attraction of Devin. Soon, however, you realize the mistake that you've made. Cursing yourself, you struggle upright. I shouldn't have done that, you gasp. Now the spell's been broken. I don't know what's gonna happen. As if it hears your words, a powerful force throws you both up and over the desks and tables, slamming you into the back wall of the room near the pottery kilns. Dazed, you grab for your bag. Devin moves beside you, knocking over a table onto its side. You both take cover behind it and peer over the top. A swirling mass of purple and black portal has formed in the middle of the room. Streams of smoke spew from its gaping darkness. As both of you look on, an enormous demon steps out of the void, its clawed feet scraping the paint-spattered linoleum floor. It turns its ram's head towards you, but doesn't seem to notice your hiding spot. Its gleaming red eyes scan the room. You peer closer and see that its body is that of a huge man's, but covered in iridescent green scales. Its fingers end in sharp, wicked claws. Behind the bulk of the beast, the portal starts to shrink, then vanishes entirely, leaving the demon behind. The beast raises its snout and sniffs the air. You fear it won't be long until it finds you and Devin. Okay, so good choice, chat. Because we resisted our natural impulses and waited until casting the spell, we have now summoned the beast that will end the world. Good job. Okay, so we have a choice. Either we're going to find a hiding spot with 1, or we're going to try to escape with 2. We are hiding right now, apparently, but Hoku-chan, Neo Hoku-chan, feels that it won't be long until the demon sees us. So we can't just stay where we are. We do need to find something else. Oh, it's pretty close. Once again, the chat split on this decision. This is a decision of life and death. We might be killed here, chat, because of this demon. Okay, but it looks like I was about to say it looks like number 2 has taken it, but now it's tied, and some people are voting for 3 and 4. Obviously, they're just panicking, and in their haste, they're typing the wrong numbers because there is no 3 and 4. It can be understood in this very tense situation to type the wrong number. All right, I'm gonna do this again. 3, 2, 1. Number 2-1. We're gonna try to escape from this room. Hopefully you didn't screw up, chat. I hope you didn't. You look to the giant art room windows. How do you feel about action flicks? You ask Devin. He follows your gaze. I'm not sure. Jumping through a window is as easy as it looks in the movies, he whispers back. You'd laugh if it wouldn't catch the demon's attention. It's only a one-story drop, and there are bushes beneath the window, right? You don't have to crash through the glass. Just get over there and help me get the window up so we can both hop out. Devin's green eyes meet yours. You can't help but notice the light scattering of stubble across his... This is not the time for this. And the tightness of his neck muscles. He does look like he could be a rugged hero in an action film. All right, no jumping through glass. He appears almost disappointed. Taking his hand in yours, you wait until the demon is distracted by gnawing on one of the desks. Go, you whisper, you and Devin. Hunch over and run to the window, dodging around the scattered debris of student art projects. The huge wooden window squeaks and squeals as you both push up on the frame. Looking back over your shoulder, you see the demon staring in your direction, its blazing red eyes boring into you. The window is open just enough for both of you to roll out. Jump! You tell Devin. You first, he says back. This isn't the time to be chivalrous, you say, but slide yourself onto the sill and roll off the ledge. You can't help but give a small scream as you fall, feeling like you left your stomach behind on the ledge above. But then you're in the bushes, being scratched by needles and branches, almost laughing. You tumble out of the bush, hearing the thump as Devin lands just a few seconds after you're clear. As he struggles to get free of the branches, you hear the frustrated howl of the demon. What is that thing? Devin asks. I have no idea, you tell him. You hear a shattering noise and raise your arms above your herd. Pieces of glass rain down around you. This isn't the place to discuss it either. Devin points. The library. You both sprint across the grass to Mountain State's library, its circular copper-plated dome rising above most of the other buildings on campus. Looking back, you see that the demon has only just started to force its bulk through one of the windows of the art room. Devin pushes against the crash bar of the door to the library, and you both run in. The head librarian, Ms. Newkirk, stares at both at you as you stumble through the door, clacking your way through the turnstiles. She looked incredibly young for a librarian, maybe 27 at the most. Her long blonde hair is drawn back in a ponytail, and her blue, deep V-neck sweater exposes a hint of colorful tattoos across her chest. Really, the only thing that screams librarian about her is the thick, black-framed glasses she wears. Ms. Newkirk leans her palms on the L-shaped checkout desk, staring at you and Devin as you both gasp for air. She adjusts her glasses and squints. You're both old enough to know that... I can't think of a voice for that. Maybe I'll just go with the southern-ish accent from last time. You're both old enough to know that there's no running in the library, she says. Though I suppose panting for breath is at the same noise level as a whisper, so I can't yell at you for that. What's going on? Okay, chat. Do we let her in on this? Do we ask her for assistance? Do we take cover in the stacks and search for the spell tome? There's a demon coming after us, chat. I want you to know. Because of you, because of your mistake, there's a demon coming after us. And I doubt it's going to ask us trivia questions about sports or movies. I don't think that's what it's here for. Just a feeling. It looks like most of you are saying we want to let her in, let Miss Newkirk in on this and ask her for her help. After all that running, you're still gasping as you attempt to talk to the librarian. Where's the section on the occult and creatures of the nether realms? You ask her, still trying to catch your breath. Ms. Newkirk gestures towards the back of the library. In the basement, of course. It's not a very big section. In fact, it didn't even exist until I joined the staff. It's my pet project here. I received a faculty grant for it. It took a bit of convincing, but when you have sheet after sheet of microfiche with documented proof of strange occurrences, it's not like Lily Valley has a mysterious reputation for no reason. Thank you, you tell her, and sprint off in the direction of the steps. Be kind to those books, Mrs. Newkirk calls after you. Many of them are from my personal collection. We will, Devin calls back. No shouting in the library, Ms. Newkirk. This is amazing back and forth. This is amazing dialogue, I just want to say. You and Devin run through the stacks of reference books, the smell of paper and ink permeating each inch of the library. You almost knock over a few students searching for books as you run past, and startle one student who had fallen asleep studying at a table. When you and Devin thunder past, he jerks awake, knocking his notebooks to the ground. Reaching the stairwell, Devin runs ahead of you, leaping down the last 4 steps of each flight. You catch up with him at the bottom of the steps, almost slamming into his back. He stops, staring down into the hallway, which is steeped in darkness. You feel around on the walls for a light switch, but find nothing. You see, that's the sound of what's going on outside. Because that demon's running around outside right now. That's what we're hearing. Putting your backpack down, you search for your wisp powder. Your fingers locate the soft velvet of the pouch as you keep it in the very bottom of your bag. Taking the pouch, you release the drawstrings and tap a small amount of the shining silver dust into the palm of your hand. You cup your hands together, taking care not to breathe any of the shining dust into your lungs. Breathing through your nose, you exhale through your mouth and onto the glittering powder. After each breath you exhale, a tiny light grows brighter and brighter. It's no bigger than the eraser on the end of the pencil. The amorphous shape drifts up from your hands, now completely formed. Devin looks at you, beaming with approval. A guiding light? Why didn't I think of that? You brush your hand over his back, then slip your bag back over your shoulders. Using your finger to point, you gesture to the light to move down the hallway. This tiny pinpoint of brightness only illuminates a few feet into the darkness around you, but it's more than enough to see. The ground is unfinished concrete covered in dirt and dust. Different storage rooms are along the corridor. You try each door, but they're all locked. As you reach the end of the hallway, you come across a single bookcase against the wall. About the width of your arm span, it's jammed full of books of all sizes and shapes, but it's also covered in cobwebs. Yep, they're cobwebs. Devin brushes them away, his eyebrows knit in thought. I thought she said this was a pet project? Looks more like it's been abandoned. There's the picture. Maybe she's too busy lamenting the inevitable demise of the Dewey Decimal System to come down here, you say. I don't know why we're doing these little quips right now. We've got a lot to think about. It's like, for example, all those people that demon must be killing by now. As you pull the various books down to examine them, a puff of dust explodes outward from the shelf each time. You and Devin are covered in gray and coughing in a matter of minutes. There are a few slim volumes among the Lily Valley history books and other hardcovers that seem like actual spell tomes. You stood alongside Devin, pulling the original tome out of your backpack, surprised again at its unnatural heaviness drags at your arm. Flipping through, you find a hand-drawn picture of the creature you've summoned. It's called an aberith, you tell Devin, and it says here it's got a strong taste for human flesh. Aberith, Devin says. I just passed a section in this book mentioning aberiths. It's quite a coincidence. He flips back through the brown leather-bound volume, searching the words printed on the page. Yeah, right here. It says that we can combat the aberith by combining our powers with that of another demon. Basically, we co-inhabit the body of a demon, and we're gonna possess a demon, use its superior strength to kick the aberith's ass. After that, it has to be banished from the host body. He looks up at you. Sounds like some kind of battle royale. Can we get it televised? You think about all the students on campus and the flesh-hungry beast what about them? You've unleashed among them. I don't think we have the time. You peer at the book. This sounds dangerous, but I'm not sure we have another option. It's my fault. No, it's the chat's fault. I screwed up the spell. If I hadn't said those words wrong or stopped the incantation, none of this would have happened. Devin tells you. Let me be part of the demon. Once I defeat the aberith, you can banish the demon from my body. He does have a point. This mess is mostly his fault. But then again, can he really be fully in control with a demon inside him? Can you? Alright, now we have to decide who's going to host the demon. This has gone in a completely different direction than I expected, chat. I thought that this was just going to be an innocent tale of finding a hex boyfriend. Instead, we are battling a demon by summoning another demon and putting it in one of our bodies. This is not exactly how I imagined this evening going. Alright, it seems that so far, number 2 is winning. That we would host the demon. Yes, that's something we want to do. Okay, we're gonna do that. .21. Okay, whoops, no. Hold on. No offense, Devin, but I think I should be the one to take on the demon, you say. I'm more worried about losing you than I am about ruining the spell to get it out of my body. That's sweet, I think, he says, but I guess I'm glad you're worried about me. But really, I don't want to mess up another spell, especially one this important. You flip through the new spell book, searching for the banishment spell. You'll get this one right this time because you have to. That's a good reason to do it. You look up at him. The guiding light hovers above you both, spilling light downward, illuminating Devin's perfect jawline. Again, not the time. If you don't get it right, you'll never see me again. Devin leans forward and kisses you. You lean into the kiss, moving your tongue over his, feeling his stubble scratch lightly at your chin. When you both break away, Devin is staring at you. I don't want to lose you. I won't mess this up. You smile. Let's get started then. Comparing the tome with the glyphs and runes on the front to the newer brown volume, you and Devin find a demon which you'll be able to call upon, bind, and then unsummon. It uses 20 MP. This particular demon is called a grelling, a nasty, hulking, shaggy, troll-looking beast that finds the taste of humans disgusting. Its size and dislike of human flesh are the main reasons you've chosen it as the demon to inhabit. You gather the components. It's a good thing Devin had a spare dried viper's tail on him, it's very convenient, and crush them all to powder in your hands. Taking the resulting mess, you rub it all over your exposed skin. Your face, neck, and arms all get coated, your sweat mingling with the dried ingredients. Clapping your hands together once, you stand over the dark spell tome and begin the summoning chant. Oh, if we had a mysterious tooth... Okay, if we went on a date with Rick Chat, we would have a mysterious tooth. Apparently, we could use the mysterious tooth here. We do not. So, we have to continue on to 135. Your entire body burns as you recite the chant to summon the grelling. Power courses through you. You're aware of the pulsing of every artery in your body, of every individual hair on your head, of every cell working to fight the infection threatened to develop in a paper cut you got a day ago in class. That's sensitive. You clench your fists and stare down at the tome, your voice growing louder and louder, willing the grelling to come into this world. As you finish the incantation, a concrete floor buckles. You almost lose your balance. As it starts to crack further, you grab the dark spell tome and hurry backwards. Devin catches you before you can move any further back. We have to start the binding ritual, he shouts over the breaking concrete. You nod your head, trading him the heavy black tome for the slimmer brown volume. You flip to the correct page as the grelling makes its way through the floor. The concrete cracks away, leaving a gaping hole in the ground. One giant paw grasps the edge of the opening, then another. The grelling pulls itself up and out of the fissure, stooping over in the low corridor. The beast is like a cross between a snow leopard and a monkey, and huge. Its eyes are small and piggy, its face and head reminding you of a gorilla. Its entire body is covered in long, shaggy, white hair. Alright, so we've summoned another demon. Yep, there it is. It falls to all fours like a dog, resting on its paws. You notice it has a tail, long and lithe, also covered in the same carpet of white hair. The beast is like a cross between a snow leopard and a monkey. Yeah, we read that. Shaking your head clear of distractions, you begin to enclose yourself within the creature. Holding one hand out in front of you in a stop gesture, you intone the commands from the brown tome. You feel your body begin to jerk, and Devin reaches around you to hold the book steady. The grelling growls, its body jerking in a similar fashion. You feel yourself finish the spell, but you're no longer in your body. You're looking at Devin from across the room. He's holding the brown spellbook, staring at you. Did it work? Devin asks. Yeah, it did, you say. This is weird. Devin cocks his head. I can't understand you. You're just growling. He steps back a pace. That's you in there, right? You abandon any attempted speech and instead nod your head up and down. You shift in your new skin. It feels uncomfortable in this body, like it's crowded. Devin sighs. Excellent, he says. Let's get outside and go meet the Aberith. I'll prepare the spell to unbind you and unsummon the grelling. You have a hard time squeezing up the narrow stairwell to the main part of the library. Grunting, you make it out into the study area. Students look up from their work and flee, screaming. You look over at Devin and shrug your shaggy shoulders. Walking to the front entrance, you see Mrs. Newkirk behind her desk again. She emerges to block the entranceway and looks at you and Devin, her hands on her hips. I hope you put everything back where you found it. She looks to the brown tome in Devin's hands. Are you taking that? I have to check it out for you. She doesn't seem to be surprised at all by our new body. As she stamps the book for Devin and writes in the due date, she eyes your new form. Does this have to do with all of the screaming I hear from outside? You could say that, Devin replies. The librarian snorts. I figured as much. Good luck. Make the newspaper so I can get this on permanent record for the collection, okay? We'll try, says Devin. Ms. Newkirk waves goodbye. You pad your way over to the library turnstiles and clamber over them, going for the door. Even on all fours, your head is level with Devin's. He pushes open both double doors, and you squeeze your way outside. The campus is in chaos. You can see the lawn, Mountain State's main quad in the distance. Students are running in every direction. The aberrith is visible, chasing after one student and then another, apparently unable to make up its mind as to who looks the tastiest. You feel rage well inside you. You find a sudden desire for the taste of aberrith blood. However, you're disturbed to realize that there's also a desire to join the aberrith in the hunt as well, just for the fun of it. Humans aren't tasty, but some of them are quick, and make for a fun pursuit. You shake your shaggy head, pushing those feelings down. They're the thoughts of the demon whose body you inhabit, not your true thoughts. Devin jogs beside you as you lope towards the quad, preparing yourself to kill the aberrith. It's getting intense. Devin stops at the edge of the quad. Students are running in every direction. The aberrith has finally caught someone. Papers from the unlucky student's backpack blow across the grasp in this light spring breeze. You could smell the coppery tang of blood on the air. You begin to salivate, but again have to force yourself to shake your borrowed head. Patting your side, Devin indicates the tome. I'll be right here, preparing for after you've defeated the aberrith. He steps away, cracking open the book, placing his hands on the open pages. His eyes are worried. Good luck. Make sure you come back to me in one piece. You nod the grelling's head. Wasting no time, you rear onto your hind legs, issuing a roar. The aberrith stops its chewing. Oh, I guess we were too late to save her then. The blood dripping down from its razor-sharp teeth. You drop to all fours again and charge towards the demon, still roaring your challenge. Your paws and short claws grip the earth underneath you, sending you flying across the quad. You revel in the speed, but then again focus again on your real mission. The aberrith stops its interrupted meal. To your surprise, you can hear it laughing. As you sprint closer, the aberrith begins to speak. Sister, what are you doing? It chuckles. There's no need to interrupt my feast. You halt in front of the aberrith's grisly mess. I am not your sister, aberrith. There's no love lost between our kind, and I have no desire to taste human flesh. You respond through your borrowed mouth. The aberrith nods its horned head. Yes, this is true. I had forgotten that you and your kin find a taste of human repulsive. Join me in the chase, at least. Here on this strange plane, we can at least band together. I know your kind's love of manipulation, aberrith, you hear yourself growl. You cannot convince me. The horned demon steps in closer. You rear up on your hind legs, meeting the beast face to face. Are you so sure? It asks you. Look at them all, so tiny and quick. The chase, the hunt, that's the best part. Help me capture a few, it will be entertaining. An amusement to pass the time until we return to our plane. There's no need to be enemies here and now. You feel the creature within struggling to assert itself. Yes, maybe we're getting a demon boyfriend. Maybe that's the twist. Your emotions start to fly, first rage, then agreement, then horror. The smell of blood on the air continues to make you salivate. Your tongue darts out, licking at your lips. If you feel it's time to give in to the nature of the beast, turn to 137. If you want to remain strong and remind yourself that you're really human, turn to 139. Well, chat, do we embrace our new body? Or do we decide that we actually want a demon boyfriend? I mean, honestly, I don't think too much of Devin or Mike. So it's not like we have a whole lot holding us to this plane, this earthly coil. And it looks like you're agreeing. We're giving in to the nature of the beast. We gained an achievement for doing that. Drool dribbles from your mouth as your answer. Why fight your true nature? You feel at peace with yourself as you answer. You nod at the Aberith. Yes, you're right. There's no need to fight each other on this strange plane. Why should we be enemies here? There are no others even remotely close to our kind. I was foolish to want to do battle. The Aberith smiles, its dagger-like rows of teeth shining with blood. I knew you would see reason. Now there, observe that one human in the distance? The one that stands still as if struck dumb? Let's see how quickly he can move. You both turn and run. The Aberith is right. This human is standing, searching through some kind of book. It notices that you're giving chase and drops the book, fleeing across the grass. It makes for good sport. This one. You let it dodge a few swipes of your paws, letting it think that it's going to get away. However, the Aberith soon tires of playing with its meal. It lunges, catching the human in its claws, bringing it to its pointed teeth to tear into the tender flesh. Somewhere in your mind, you realize that you know this human, that you were supposed to be helping it. However, as the Aberith tears into its belly and the human shrieks in pain, you lose interest. Turning, you hear the wet crunch of the Aberith chews through flesh and bone, and you search for the next human to chase. Okay, that's another achievement. You spend your last hours as a demon fighting down that nagging feeling about needing to help a human. Why would you need to help a human? They're unintelligent, imprudent, and taste horrible. You shudder, wondering why you let the Aberith convince you to take a bite. Humans taste of bile or worse. Yet, you lick your lips, cleaning off the remaining blood. Maybe later you will attack the Aberith. Humans won't sate your appetite. But Aberith flesh... The Aberith roams the large grassy area until you are both tired of chasing the humans. You lay down in the grass, pressing your belly into the ground. The Aberith reclines beside you. It's far nicer on this plane, you tell the Aberith. There's too much rocky wasteland on mine. However, the Aberith has stopped listening to you. Its eyes stare into the distance. Brother? You ask. The Aberith tilts, then crashes over onto its side. You leap to your paws. A tiny bald human clad only in black robes places its foot against the back of the Aberith. With a yank and a grunt, it removes the head of an axe from the base of the Aberith's skull. It starts screaming in a language you don't recognize. However, you feel your knees start to grow weak. Snarling, you gather yourself to leap at the robed human. As you launch yourself into the air, you see the human overhand the axe in a whirling arc. The axe buries itself between your eyes at the apex of your jump. By the time you hit the ground, your body is twitching, but you're already dead. The end. So, that's it for our first go-through with Strange Loves. Hex boyfriends. So, I mean, on the one hand, we did get a demon boyfriend, which was something I did not see coming, even if it lasted for only a very short time before we died. And once again, Hoku-chan did meet her end. I mean, this time I guess she kinda deserved it, since she just did embrace the beast and all that. So I can't feel too sorry for her this time, but... this is 2 for 2 for Hoku-chan, dying in her attempts to get a supernatural boyfriend. Such a shame. Such a shame. Did I pay money for this? Of course. This is a quality product. Why would I have not paid money for this? We're gonna have to continue on with this, I suppose, next week, as we start a new character and attempt to find supernatural love once again. Maybe this time not demon love, but love of a different kind. But for right now, we're going to have to put an end to this. We'll be right back with something that we left off last time. Last time we did a stream, Dementium. It's time to return to the world of Dementium, the world of that mental institution. And we'll have to leave Strange Loves behind until next week. I'll see you back here in a few minutes.